It's the ones we don't know we don't. That something hasn't happened are always interesting to me because, as we know, there are known knowns. There are things we know we know. We also know there are known unknowns. That is to say, we know there's some things we do not know. But there are also unknown unknowns, the ones we don't know we don't know.
Clunky, clunky, clunky. Clunky start. You know the Raphie. Raphie get nice to get things nice and precise. Nice and precise. Like to do it smooth. Real smooth. Okay. Things change. Things done change. The twinkling of an eye. Okay. I had a show lined up. I knew exactly the topics we were going to discuss. And then I clicked on something, clicked on a link. And it was extremely surprising to me. Let me see if I can find it. Somebody sent me an article, and my immediate response was, OMG. OMG. And, woo. How do we begin? Where do we begin? How do we begin? Well, where is it? Where is the thing? Okay, well, anyway, let's get this up. I don't even know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Let's stop sharing that. And start sharing this. OMG. Okay. Raphie ain't no newcomer to this thing now. Raphie ain't no newcomer to this thing, so I know. First thing one has to do is do the sound check. Make sure I'm loud and clear. Make sure you can hear me loud and clear. Okay, so let's get into that right away. Boom. Oh, back in the old days, we could have some mishaps of that nature, but not anymore. The old days, we could have some mishaps. There it is. Of that nature, but not anymore. Okay, so let's drop that. That's good. That's very good, but I think we need to go up a little bit on the music volume. 1 2 1 2. Check 1, check 2. Okay, let's have a little listen. Check 1, check 2. Okay, let's have a little listen. Yeah, that's decent. That's decent. That's decent. That is acceptable. Hold on. Okay, so this is the news. I'm talking to Mr. Bashir as we speak, trying to get him on because this came as a total surprise to me. I thought Mr. Bashir was in camp. I think last week somebody mentioned that Mr. Bashir is not in camp. I just talked to Mr. Bashir, and he told me that no, I'm back in the US of A. OMG, very surprising. Very surprising. So let me see if I got the link. Let me see if I can share the link. Let me put the link in there again, and then let me pin it. Let me pin the link. See if we can get to the news from the man himself. Oh no, I just dropped it on him the last second. Can't make any guarantees. But let me just message again. Okay. So if you click that link, okay, well, first of all, not everybody's watching. Not everybody can see the screen. So let me tell you what is on the screen. Okay, it's the news that Anthony Joshua to be trained, or the allegation that Anthony Joshua to be trained by Robert Garcia for the Alexander Usyk rematch. And honestly, I can't think of many people worse than Garcia for that particular assignment. Okay, link in the chat for anybody who wants to jump on, and also link in the chat for Mr. Bashir, who was in camp with Joshua, and they may call him back to camp with Joshua. But right about now, I just want to address this article. I want to try and find out if there's any inside information that we can glean. Let me just get in this thing here. Okay, so if you click that link, that will take you to the YouTube show. The show. And then in the comment section, I have dropped the link. So you can join me. You can join me live. Okay, live. Okay. Boom. Okay. So that message sent to Mr. Bashir. I think everything's present and correct. Okay. So have I pinned that? Yes, that is pinned. Okay. Message sent. What's what I need to do? All right, let's have a look. Let's kill the volume on that. Let's share this. Boom. Close that. Boom. Let's share this to the YouTube groups. Paste. Paste. We are live. Okay. Let's do this. Okay. So what's going on? They calling it last minute changeovers of trainers. Should be halfway through his training camp by now for the rematch. When's the rematch going to be? Depends on the date of the rematch. When is the rematch going to be? I don't know. Okay, so hello and welcome. You are in tune to Boxing Talk with Raphie. Talking about a whole heap of things. Crocus bag of things. But in the meantime, let's do the sound. We've already done the sound check. Let's get through the early roll call. Okay. Activate warp drive. Warp drive activated. Yes, yes, yes. Greetings, King Raphie. Greetings to you, the TKO. Okay. I just heard that Joshua's going with Sanchez. I meant to say Garcia. Robert Garcia, indeed. Trying to get Mr. Bashir on to talk about this. This is very shocking, very surprising news to me. Yeah, I was supposed to go earlier. I pushed it back, so no. That's the Aaron Daly up in the building. The Malcolm Marcel up in the building. Where's Eric? The ERF Boxing up in the building. The Philip Carl Roberts up in the building. Okay, yes. Greetings to all, one and all. Okay, it's a surprising news. It's a surprising news. Let's see. I'll definitely watch the... Just shared the link. I just shared the link, says Lisa Bale. I'll definitely watch the playback tonight. Or thanks, Lisa. Thanks, Lisa. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay. So let's get into this. Let's get into this story. Okay. So what's it saying? Good stuff, Lisa. Very good indeed. Marveloso. Just share the link on Twitter. There you go, folks. That's how you do it. Share the links and spread the love. Okay, so let's get into this shiznix. So, Anthony Joshua to be trained by Robert Garcia for the Alexander Usyk rematch on July the 23rd. That is according to this article. But I have just spoken to Mr. Bashir, and he confirmed that he's no longer in England. He's back in the US of A. OMG. That's not very pleasing to the Raphie's ears. Not very pleased. What the hell is that? Not very pleasing at all. Okay, so what does it say? According to Sam Volts, what is this? A surprise move, former unified heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua has chosen American trainer Robert Garcia to take over as his coach for his rematch against Alexander Usyk on July the 23rd in Saudi. Or is it July the 23rd in Saudi Arabia? Is that confirmed? Where are we now? We're at the end of May, June, July. Yeah, so he should be halfway through a training. Wow. Should be halfway through a training camp. OMG. Okay. So I repeat, this may not be the case, but this is what's being reported over here, so we got to talk about it. And I'd love to hear it from Mr. Bashir's point of view. I'd love to hear his position. Okay, the 47-year-old Garcia has lots of experience as a trainer, having coached Mikey Garcia, Nonito Donaire, Marcus Medina, Kelly Pavlik, and many others. But, those ain't heavyweights. You need a heavyweight trainer, in the Raphie's opinion. OMG. Okay. So, what we're looking at. Unfortunately, the 32-year-old Joshua won't have much time to make the needed improvements during the 2 months that he has to train with Garcia before facing Usyk on July the 23rd. I didn't know that was confirmed. Okay, it's believed that Garcia will give Joshua a crash course on how to rough up the former undisputed cruiserweight champion and impose his size on him. That's the only thing, Josh. Is it the only thing he can do? I don't know about that. rough him up. Yeah, kind of. Well, that's the thing that he needs to do. That's the thing that he needs to do. Joshua to be trained by Robert Garcia. Robert Garcia will train, allegedly. Robert Garcia will train Joshua in England. And sources tell ESPN Garcia, the ex-champ and trainer of the year, is revered for his game plans. Rob McCracken trained AJ since his pro debut. Hold on. Who does he say? Who did he attribute that comment to? ESPN. What? Rob McCracken trained AJ's. Well, we know that. Did you put Mike Coppinger's name up in it? But he's not. Is he confirming what you're just saying? How long does this thing go on? Okay. Got some comments from Joe Joyce right there, but right about now, I just want to stick with the main thing. The main thing. Okay. Let's have a little looky. Okay. So, what's going on here? What's going on over there? Okay. Let me take a sip of my drink. Let me check. Let me check on this thing over here. Let me check. Good stuff. Yes. Okay, that's sweet. Boom. Okay. I'm looking to see if I've got a response. If Mr. Bashir has texted me back. We've been texting back and forth. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Okay, Robert Garcia specializes in inside fighting. Should do AJ a lot of help, a lot of good. I'm afraid to say I don't think it would do as much good as if he had Mr. Bashir in his corner. I think Mr. Bashir is the silver bullet. Potentially. Mr. Bashir is potentially the silver bullet. Which Joshua could use to vanquish Usyk, potentially. But Garcia? No, I don't think he could game plan for Usyk the way that Mr. Bashir could, in my humble opinion. What's going on here? AJ should have defeated the cruiserweight the first time around. If he loses again, AJ should call it a career and have one last fight in the Wembley Arena against a C-level opponent. Cristiano Wu is a Tyson Fury lover and a hater of pretty much all the other heavyweights. pretty much all the other heavyweights. He sings, there's only one Tyson Fury. He sings that in his bed before he goes to sleep each night. And his mom has to shout, "Shut up, Christian! Shut up!" Mr. Bashir was a better choice as Mr. Rum and Coke, aka, well, no, could be anybody, but anyway, and I have to seriously agree. Mr. Bashir would be the far better choice, in my humble opinion. But now, as a serious question mark, Mr. Bashir has told me that he's back in the USA. And that really is not what I wanted to hear. Not what I wanted to hear at all. Hopefully you'll jump in. Let me just check. If you responded to my last message. No, he has not responded to my last message. OMG. The show must go on. The show must go on. But I've given him all the instructions. I told him if he clicks the link, I'll take him to the YouTube. And then the link for the show is in here. Okay. So I haven't got the 2 blue ticks on WhatsApp yet. So that's a no for now. But the show must go on. Well, my thoughts and observations, no. I hope this ain't true. Say it ain't true. Say it ain't so. Why is Mr. Bashir back in the USA? He should be over here. Training Joshua. In my humble opinion, who is Mr. Bashir? Well, he's Crunk style. Crunk gym. Trained under Mr. Emmanuel Stewart. When Mr. Stewart took sick, a lot of the work was split between Mr. Bashir and Jonathan Banks. So, no. And also, of course, Mr. Bashir did a lot of training with the Klitschko's over there in Russia. I think where's the training camp? Oh, in Austria. Some idyllic place in Austria. Wood cabins. Wooden, what do you call them? Cabins? Yeah. Wooden cabins, the Austrian, the countryside, the hills, the mountains, the greenery. I've seen pictures of that training camp, Joshua's been there. Dillian White was over there. And Mr. Bashir was there training the Klitschko's. And he was a head trainer for Usyk. He had Usyk for, a year, 2 years? Putting some work with Usyk, and then Usyk dropped him. Thought he could move on. So Mr. Bashir has the inside knowledge, and I'm sure would love to share. I don't know. It's a breaking story. I don't know if it's true. I sincerely hope it is not. The allegation is that Anthony Joshua is to be trained by Robert Garcia. I don't know. Okay, obviously, it's time for a poll, the first poll of the evening. And Joshua. Let's see. 2. Okay. McCracken. McCracken. Who else? Garcia had an option. Shear. Who's the fourth person? Kraken, Garcia, Bashir. Who else is a top? Who else is a top trainer? Oh, what's his name? Oh, what's that cat's name? What's that cat's name? Who's the guy whose Jimmy went to? Joshua went to. Trains one of the Charlo boys. Trains one of the Charlo boys. What's his name? Ronnie Shields. Ask the community. Okay, so let's have hold on. What is it? Oh, edit that. No, let's not scroll. Let's just show. Let's not scroll. Let's just show. Boom. Just like that. Just like that. Just like that. Okay. So that's the allegation. Is it true? Oh, where's the poll? Did I drop it yet? Oh yeah. The poll is in. The poll is in. Okay, people are voting. People are getting their votes in. Get your vote into the poll. Let me read some of these comments. See what's going on in the chat. Let's have a look. I agree. You should have one last fight at Wembley against Fury. One last fight. Damn. One last fight. Yeah. I mean, I hope Fury. I hope he gets to. I hope Fury signs. I mean, if Fury retired, is Fury retired? Met up with the WBC El Capitan, WBC Moro. Moro says he'll give Tyson, the time he needs. I will give Tyson Fury the time he needs. He's the WBC champion, and what a marvelous story he has to tell. He's come back from adversity, and look what he has done. He's an inspiration to people around the world. He's come back from crack addiction, whorehouse addiction, curry house addiction, beer house addiction, and what a splendid example he is. Okay, that would be WBC Moro. People know who I am immediately. I'm trolling myself. OMG. I don't know. It might not have been you, but I just felt it was. I don't know. I just felt it was Mr. Pigeon. I don't know. There's something about you. There's something about you. It don't matter what name you got. You're still there's still something about your pigeon. It surpasses whatever name you seem to choose. Garcia seems to be a strange choice. Yes, Mr. Pigeon. No, it wasn't Carl Roberts. I was gonna call you Pigeon, but I thought, oh, hold on a second, maybe it's not Pigeon. So I didn't call you Pigeon, but that was my first thought. My first thought is, hello, Pigeon. I've still got AJ majority decision in a rematch. I'm never wrong with these predictions. Well, that's interesting. Make sure you share some of your winnings over here with the RDCR. Very nice of you. Very nice of you. Yes. Very good. What else is going on here? I knew Usyk could win the first fight, but this one, I don't think he will. We should get behind AJ with Garcia, even if it's strange. Hey, whoever he goes with, I wish him well. But, why not go with the best pick? I don't know. Mr. Bashir was there. Mr. Bashir was there in camp. I don't know. Maybe they're going to bring him back. But really and truly, he should have been there. He should still be there, in my humble opinion. We're going to have to see. Hopefully, Mr. Bashir drops in at some point during the course of the show and, gives us his own insight, his own views. I applaud AJ for confronting those students, those little fools, those little imbeciles. Obviously, Rolly, a bomb, tank fought him. OMG. Well, obviously, we're going to get into that. Just had to get onto this because it was surprising news to me. But is it news or is it hearsay? News or hearsay? Gave out in the polls. The poll is up. Okay. Right. That's all this talk of AJ finishing. He's only just starting. Trust and believe. Believe and trust. Okay. So we've done that. The poll is still up. It's only been 6 minutes. I'm going to leave that up there as we move on. What's the next thing? What's the next topic? Seems pretty obvious and logical what it should be. Okay. So let me stop sharing that. Let's have a look what's going on. Let's have a look where we're going to go next. Uh-oh. Let's come out of that totally. Let's get to Garcia. Well, not Garcia. Let's get to Tank Romero. Okay. Let's bring that up. Boom. Okay. So let's. Robert Garcia to train Joshua. Okay, maybe leave that up. No, let's change that out now. Let's swap that out or leave it up still. Let's leave it up still. Okay, and actually, as a matter of fact, do we want to get this a little bit bigger? Maybe. I think so. Okay, so I watched the fight, saw the fight. What's this here? My first instinct was Freddie Roach. But Robbie got Freddie Roach. Dang, you got some bad instincts, Cristiano NWO. I'm just gonna call you Christian. You got some bad instincts. Freddie Roach is a Nah. It's just go forward. I haven't said that. Joshua needs to go forward. Maybe that's not so crazy after all. But yeah, no. Maybe it's not so crazy. Freddie Roach is a go forward guy. Go forward. And Joshua will need to go forward, but walk forward like a damn fool. I don't know about that. So that's why I thought that Mr. Bashir, I feel that Mr. Bashir will be the best. On the coconut water. Not sure. Different coconut water tastes differently. I'm not sure about this one. It's like, I don't know. The jury is out. Almost tastes. I don't know. Okay. Garcia's a better choice for AJ now. As I think of it, Robert Garcia would teach AJ a lot more physical. To be a lot more physical. As well as to be more defensive in the pocket. Garcia. Freddie Roach. Or Mr. Bashir. Nah, I'm sorry. For me, Mr. Bashir wins. But I hear you. Some interesting points and observations. AJ has a chance for greatness. He needs to KO Usyk. It will bring him back big time. Bruce, Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more up in the building. I hope you're well. Usyk is no good on the inside. AJ needs to be in his face this time. Not for a fight like George Groves. Forget the Ruiz knockdown. Okay. Bruce, what is that? What is that? Gervontadavies is now pound for pound top 5 in the lightweight division. Top 5. Really? By beating Rollyromero? Lightweight division. Okay, in the light side, I thought you said pound for pound. Okay. Okay, so I moved on now, talking about the Rollyromero, the Shakur, Shakur? Not Shakur Stevenson. What's his first name? Tank Davis, Gervonta Tank Davis. Okay, well, how did I see the fight? How did I? Hold on, we got the poll. Remember? I think it's time. Yeah, I think most people have voted. Okay, so what's the result of the poll? Who would you like to train Joshua for Usyk 2? Robert McCracken, Neil Point, Ronnie Shields, Neil Point, Roberto Garcia, 33%, 1/3 of the votes, and with 2/3 of the vote is Mr. Bashir. Mr. Bashir with 2/3 of the vote, so that's fairly conclusive in favor of Mr. Bashir. I really hope he's in. Let's end the poll before we move on. Okay, so where's that? Let's copy that. Let's copy the results. Copy that and paste that. Boom. Okay, there you are. That's what Raphie's got to do to get the poll result up. And with that, let's take down the banner. Stop showing that. Oh, Lord, what happened there? What the hell? Oh, There it is. Seem to have lost all my previous chat. What the hell's all that about? That's craziness. Still good on the YouTube side. Oh, has he come back? Oh, damn. Okay, that was a bit of a scare. Okay, so that's the poll. That's the poll result. What's that? Okay, so Rolly versus Tank. Let's put a banner up. Let's put a banner up for that. No, let's edit that. Or rather, Tank versus Rolly. Okay, let's save that and show that. Tank v Rolly. Okay, so my observations of the fight. Well, I didn't watch it live. Too late in the night, too early in the morning for the Raphie over here in the UK. What time did it start? Around 4? Around 4 a.m., 5 a.m., I don't know. I was fast asleep exactly as it should have been. I had an early Sunday. Worked out great. Got up nice and early. Got my workout in nice and early. So everything else fit in perfectly, beautifully. So it was definitely the right decision. Watched that fight late last night. And see what people saying. People saying that Tank didn't look good before the knockout. Rolly was beating him before the knockout. And as a matter of fact, I did score the fight. Where's the scores? Where are the scores? Okay, where is it? I had Rolly winning 1, 2, 3 rounds, and Tank winning 2 rounds before he got the KO. So in effect, yeah, if anybody says that Rolly was winning the fight before the KO, I can say, well, yeah. I mean, I had a swing round in there, so that would have meant then the Tank was winning the fight. So it could have gone either way. But if somebody says that Tank was winning the fight, I could see that. I gave him 3 rounds, with one of them being a swing round. So it's fair to say that Tank was doing okay, but it has to also be noted, I'd have to also note that Tank was fading. Tank had 1, 2, 3, won the first 3 rounds, one being a swing round, so he could, But what was it? Where did he start to fade? Yeah, the 4th round I gave to Gervonta Davies. The 5th round I gave to Gervonta Davies, and in the 6th round he knocked out Romero. So it's not to say. So someone could accurately say, yeah, they believe Tank was winning, but they believe Rolly was winning, but Rolly was in the decline. Tank was in the ascension. Tank was ascending. Round 4 he won, round 5 he won, and in round 6 he knocked out Romero. So yeah, you can say Romero was winning, but Tank was in the ascension. Tank was rising, Rolly was dipping. If their performance could be presented in chart form, then Rolly was going down and Tank was going up. So that's the simplest, most concise way I could express it. Okay, let's have a look. It was 5 a.m., near 5 a.m. OMG. 4 a.m. asleep. Yo, Raphie went to bed just not long after midnight. Got a beautiful night's rest. Woke up nice and fresh. Although the week before, I think I stayed up. Whoever was fighting the week before, I think I stayed up. I watched that live for some strange reason. I fell asleep. That's right, I fell asleep, and then when I woke up, the fight was starting. So that was okay. I didn't really miss out on too much sleep. Stayed up for about an hour. And that was it. Back to sleep. So that was no problem. Where are we? Where aren't we? Did he? Did he? Look it up. Look it up. 2 cards playing back to back for real, for real. For real, for real. Just one to four. Well, I was sleeping, so it didn't make no difference to me. I think I was up for them 2 cards back to back. I was up. I was switching around. It was actually a fun night because I fell asleep and then woke up just right in time. I was okay. Tank's hard to KO. He's got a strong neck. Tank. I don't think it was a terrible performance by Tank. He did what he had to do. Downloaded the information. Get the patterning. Got the patterning. Took the first 3 rounds to just understand the situation. Fine. He could have won the second round, actually. To me, I think the second round was a swing round. Tank got pushed down, and then I think he caught. What did you say about the second round? I think he caught. Yeah, Rolly was good with the flurries. I think Davis got Rolly with a good shot to the midriff in the second. It was a close round. Okay, let me just have a little quick look at something. Let me just have a quick little look. Okay. What's going on? Okay. Right. I'm a Tank fan. Yeah, okay. Tank, yeah, but he came through, finished the guy. No question about it. The guy's a finisher. What's his record now? What's his knockout? His KO ratio of 92%. The Southpaw. Light title, world lightweight title. Let's have a look who's the top lightweights in the Ring magazine. Let's have a look. Ring magazine top 10 fighters in each division. Let's go. Yeah, we just wrote it like that. The ratings. All right, let's have a look at lightweight. Okay. Let's share this. Stop that. Stop sharing that and start sharing this. Okay, so drop the banner. Oh, damn, done that again. We shall stop doing that. Let's drop the banner. Hopefully you can see that. Okay. So, what is this? Okay, so the champion is George Kambosos. Actually, this is going to be a nice segue, isn't it? Number 1, Teofimo Lopez. 2, Vasily Lomachenko. 3, Devin Haney. 4, gervontadavies. 5, Ryan Garcia. 6, Isaac Cruz. 7, Joseph Diaz, got some legal issues, I believe. 8, Richard Comey. 9, Javier Fortuna. 10, William Zepeda. Okay, so let's focus on the top 6. Let's have a look. Top 6. Does that win over Romero move Tank up from 4? I don't think it can. I think he's right where he should be. He's at number 4. And even after Haney versus Kambosos, I don't see this list altering dramatically. Okay. What's saying now? Let's have a look at this thing. Let's have a look at this thing. Okay. So yeah, I don't see Tank really moving up higher. Okay. Let's ask the people then. Let's do a poll and ask the people where should Tank be in the lightweight top 10. Lightweight top 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, how many options they give me? Can't be. I don't think it can be 1. Okay, I don't think it can be 1. How could it be 1? Can't be 1. So the highest it could be is like what? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's go. Can't be above Teo. I don't think. Can't be above Lomachenko. I don't think. Can't be above Haney. I don't think. How could he be above Haney? Okay, let's go 3. First option is 3. Second option 4, which is where he's now. 5, 6. Okay, those are the options. Question mark. It's not a question mark, and boom. Okay, so it's going to show up any second now. And in comes the man like the ERF Boxing. ERF Boxing, how you doing?
I'm good, Raphie. How are you doing?
Yeah, man, I'm good. We got the thing started a bit earlier than usual. Maybe, or is it around the same time as usual? I just called it the right time. But anyway, trying to get it started next time for about 9 p.m. rather than 9:30 p.m. That extra half an hour makes a difference. So talk to me, ERF Boxing. Talk to me. We've talked about Joshua potentially being trained by Robert Garcia, and we've talked about Tank gervontadavies versus rollyromero. Start where you want to start, man. Start where you want to start.
AJ with Garcia. I don't hate
Yeah.
it. It feels like he's going out of his way to come out of his comfort zone now. Because as much as the Ali Bashir appointment, what was supposed to be the appointment, wasn't a bad appointment, it was still someone he was familiar with.
Yeah.
And someone he's worked with before. So him going out of his way to be out.
Has he worked with Bashir before? Has he worked with Bashir before?
No, I think Bashir's been in and around. He's
been around him. Okay,
like
okay, yeah, he's been around him when Joshua was over in Austria. Yeah,
yeah, he's familiar with him anyway. But yeah, it's I don't mind it. I don't know what to expect, but it shows that Robert Garcia, the sort of trainer he is, he's an aggressive trainer. He trains aggressive fighters. You know, like some Maidana. You know, so I don't hate it. I can see he's trying to do something different. So I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it because different is exactly what he needs for this rematch. He can't go out there trying to box this guy. So appointing Robert Garcia, I don't mind that. I don't mind it.
Okay.
Ask for Rolly versus Tank. Well, it was inevitable what was going to happen.
Yeah.
But everybody,
it was inevitable. But then when the fight started, it was like, ooh, what's going on here? This wasn't part of the plan.
Yeah, but the thing is, it was part of Davis's plan. It was always Davis knows he can't stand there and take a punch off Buddy Rolly. Rolly has that special power, as we will say.
Yeah,
we'll call it that. We'll call it the special power. Like Tank was never as much as Mayweather and Tank and how they've been moving and who they've been fighting. I disagree with. Tank's not a stupid fighter. He's been matched. Don't get me wrong, but as a out and out fighter, he's very talented. He's very smart. He's got ring IQ. He's got so. I believe it was always going to be the game plan to get Rolly to walk onto something, which is exactly what happened.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was inevitable. Rolly was always going to get knocked out. And nothing changes really. I don't see what that fight does for Tank anyway. I don't see any progression from. I don't see anything that I see new from Tank.
Tank. What was on my mind just now? What's that cat's name? I'm thinking of? Okay. Something just happened backstage. Not backstage here, but in the what do you call it? In the hangouts. I thought I was posting in Dan the Man's group. Hold on a second. Let me go back and have a look. I thought I was Dan the Man hasn't got a group anymore. They've closed his group. His group's gone, and it's now Hamed's group. OMG! So I just accidentally posted in Hamed's group. Hamed, the super troll, the troll of trolls. If you're listening to this, Hamed, no, I didn't realize it was your group now. What happened to Dan the Man's group? Let me look through this damn thing here. Dan the Man, where are you? Yeah, so Hamed, if you listen to this, you super troll. No, I didn't realize it was your group. So that was my mistake. I would never post in one of your groups. You're a super troll. You're a super troll. Okay, so let that be known. I did not intentionally post in your super troll group. Okay, so let's be clear about that. Okay, so next steps. Hold on, let's have a look at the poll. Let's have a look at the poll. Where should Tank be in the lightweight top 10? 0% say 6, 25% say 4, 25% say 3, 50% say 5. Okay, where would you have him? Where would you have him, Eric? Let me get the thing up. Share screen. Where is it? Ring ratings. There you are. There we are.
Who's
He's currently number 4. This is Ring Magazine rating. Say that again. He's currently number 4.
Ring Magazine rating. What have they got Tio there for?
Tio. Yeah, Tio's up there at number 1.
Tio's not there at all. Like, I don't even understand why they've got Tio there.
Yeah, man.
Tio's
number 1.
Just lost.
Yeah.
And he's moved weight classes. Like, no, Tio's gone. Yeah. So you have, for me, who's this? The Ring Magazine?
Yeah.
Yeah, that needs to be updated because he's no longer the Ring Magazine champion anyway. And he's coming off a loss.
He's not a champion. He's number 1 rated. The champion is excluded from the ratings. Cambosis.
Yeah, he's not number 1. Devin Haney is number 1 lightweight. Then Loma. No, you know what? Yeah, because for me, if George is going to be crowned as a champion, then the only other champion has to be second in the lightweight division. So Devin Haney has to be second, then Loma, then Tank. Because Loma's been a legitimate champion in that weight class. Tank hasn't.
Yeah. So this is how they got it. Lopez.
Yeah, I don't like Ring magazines anyway because they only ever I really don't like Ring magazines how they do it.
Well, that's how they got it. Champion George Kambosos, number 1. Teofimo Lopez, number 2. Vasily Lomachenko, 3. Devin Haney, 4. Gervontadavies, 5. Ryan Garcia, 6. Isaac Cruz, and you got some background noise there, ERF, and 7. Joseph Diaz. Hamed the Cardiff Ripper. I don't know. He's a taxi driver or whatever. I don't know. Good luck to him. But he's a super troll. And I assure you, super troll Hamed, I would not have posted in your group. I don't know what happened to Dan the Man's group. I'm pretty sure it said Dan the Man's group when I posted in it. Let me have a look again. Empty handout. Dan the Man's group has disappeared. So they've renamed it. I thought it was the other thing. Yeah, so be sure, Super Troll. Be sure. I didn't realize it was your group. It said Dan the Man's group. So there's been some messing around. With the Super Troll Hamed from Cardiff. Okay. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at the poll. Where should Tank be in the lightweight top 10? It's been 10 minutes now. I think we can close it down. 0% say 6, 20% say 4, 40% say 5, 40% say 3. What's my choice? What's my pick? Loma. Has Lomachenko moved up? Has he officially moved up? I mean, not Loma. Tio has.
Yeah,
He's
Teo's
officially
got a
moved.
fight coming in. Yeah,
Okay, so he's out of it.
Teo's moved
So
up.
yeah, we can move everybody up a place. I can't say that Devin Haney is better than Lomachenko. Can't say that. But yeah, he's a champion. Well, this is the Ring Magazine. I'll go with after the champion. He's the champion, so he's out of the rankings. But after that, I'll go with Lomachenko, Haney, Davis, Garcia. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So I'll just move everybody up, take Tio out, move everybody up. Obviously, Haney's fighting Kambosos. I think it's this weekend, isn't it? This weekend?
Yeah,
This
it's
week.
Saturday.
It's this
Saturday,
Saturday. So
That's also
with that will be something of a decider. We're gonna see. Obviously, if Devin Haney wins, then he's gonna be champ, isn't he? He's gonna be champ, and then
well. That's what I'm
Kambosos.
saying. It's number 1 and number 2 in the division, really. That is fighting. So if you've got the champion is now fighting the number 1. Really, he's fighting the number 1 rated fighter after, because I know they've only got they seem to all they've done is downgrade every champion they've had. So Vasil was the champion before.
Yeah.
Tio beats him, so Tio goes 1 in front of him. Then George beats Tio, he goes in front of him. And when Devin beats George, it's just going to be the same thing. Devin will be the champion. They'll put George Kambosos as number 1. And they'll just go down the line, because all they've done is just ranked the former champions.
Yeah, okay. So we're gonna see. If Devin beats. Who do you think is gonna win this fight on Saturday?
I think Devin. I think Devin drops Kambosos late, but Kambosos will finish the fight on his feet. But I think Devin will drop him in the fight. And that one knockdown will stop them from robbing Devin. Devin needs a knockdown in this fight.
Definitely needs a knockdown.
Him to get favored. For them to somehow, they've got to give it to him then. In Australia, he gets a knockdown. It solidifies the dominance of the fight, in my opinion. I think Devin will outbox Jack Kambosos for most of the fight. I'm going to go a 9-3 scorecard. I think Kambosos will probably come out strong. He'll probably give Kambosos the first round just on activity. And then after that, he'll just run into jabs, because Devin Haney's probably got one of the best jabs in boxing.
Yeah. How do I see it going? Let's have a look. Okay, so let's put this to one side. Right. I think Devin's going to win. I think it's going to be a close fight. And I agree. Devin needs to drop Kambosos at least once, to stop a robbery. If you don't get a knockdown, then that will be problematic, and that will leave him open to being potentially robbed. Like you say, Devin needs a knockdown. I think he can secure a knockdown. Let me drop this down. Where's the other thing that I was looking at?
In my opinion, George Kambosos will be too reckless in this fight. His whole for me, it just seems to be a pattern. He's took on what Tio left, basically. Tia was like this in the exact same to George. Discrediting anything George was there. George shouldn't be in the ring, and George looks at Devin like that. He's looking at Devin like he shouldn't be in the ring with him, and to underestimate a guy when he's adhered to every demand he's received from you and your team.
Yeah.
To fly to Australia, to do it in your back garden, to fight everything you wanted, you got for this fight, and you still continue to try and belittle. All he's doing is trying to belittle Devin. Every press conference, he doesn't talk about how he's going to win the fight, what's going to happen in the fight. All he talks about is, oh, Devin, he's an email champ. His belt got given. I earned this the hard way. It's all an ego trip. Every single press conference, every time you hear George speak, it's an ego trip. Constant ego. Everything has to be about him. So, so when Devin gets in the ring and starts enjoying and touching Kambosos with a jab, and Kambosos is going to struggle to get past the jab, he'll get frustrated and he will run into a shot.
Yeah. Well, I'll give Devin the edge. I think it's going to be a close fight, but yeah, Devin needs to secure a knockdown for sure. No question about it.
What do you think about the comments?
What comment?
Kambosos is saying that Haney's a rat for telling him information about Tio.
Haney's a rat for telling him information about Tio. What information did he say? Did he say what information he told?
Well, he said that he was saying, oh well, Tio's going through some problems or something like that, something along those lines. That Tio's out smoking in hookah bars and stuff like that. And Kambosos has now come out and said, well, you was giving me information about your countrymen, so that makes you a rat.
A rat. What is the definition? What is the definition?
He called him an informant as well.
What is the definition of a rat? Definition of a rat. A rodent, yeah, we're not talking about the rodent type. Desert one's party, side, or cause. So desert one's party, side. So it wasn't in any party with Lopez. He wasn't on Lopez's side. He wasn't in any cause. He wasn't in any cause with Lopez. So no, according to the dictionary definition of the informal use of the term rat, no, you have to be in a party, a side, or cause, and desert that party, side, or cause. So no, according to the dictionary definition, that is not the definition of a rat. No, so that's a failing on the part of Kambosos. But hey, he's talking up the fight. He's doing what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to be talking up the fight. He's talking up the fight, and I guess that's what he's supposed to be doing. But no, I think he's wide of the mark. That does not fit the dictionary. That does not fit the dictionary definition. No. So but you know, listen, I'll give Kambosos credit for his non-stop talking, for his nonsense, for his approach to the fight. I'll give him credit. He certainly caused a stir. He's got people talking about him. We are talking about him. And so, yeah, in a sense, he's doing his job. He's doing his job. A rat is a snitch. Yeah, he wasn't a consort of the guy who's an opponent. So I don't know if that's ratting at all. So I'd have to disagree with Cambosis on that point. With his switch of demeanor, he switched his demeanor. Different guy now. Okay. So what else? What else have we got to get through? Okay, we can close the poll. Where is the poll? Oh, I think we closed that already. Yeah, we closed that already, apparently, evidently. Okay, so where are we going now? Let's have a look. What's on my list? What's on my list? Any Cambosis, we've done that. Oh, have we done who wins? Have we done who wins? Let's do that. Let's do that real quick, like. Who wins? Who wins? Any? Oh, let's go Cambosis first. Cambosis. Is it Cambosis? Cambosis? It's Cambosis. Cambosis, Heine. Cambosis or Heine. Okay. So the poll is now up. Who wins, Cambosis or Heine? Okay. Let's have a look at my list. What's on my list? What's on my list? What's on my list? Let's have a looky. Yeah, can't be any draw. Well, it could be a draw. It could be a draw. OMG. Well, let's not deal with no draws. Let's not deal with no draws, but it could be. Bloody hell. It could be a draw. You know what? Let me take that poll down. Hold on. I'm taking the poll down. Sorry, folks. I'm ending that poll. And I'm doing it again. Because we have to include the possibility of a draw. Okay, so who wins? Question mark. Cambosis. Cambosis. Heine. Or draw. Cambosis, Heine, or draw. Boom. Okay, so that's it now. And I know where I want to go. Okay, let's where is this? Let's bring this up. Let's bring this up. Hit that link. Close that. Manage choices, confirm choices. Okay, let's get this up on the screen. What's going on over there? Oh no, we can't. It's too messy. It's way too messy. Okay, so we're looking at here. Okay, so Joyceparker. Joyceparker says he's prepared for heavyweight fight of the year in the UK. Okay, so the last thing I heard about Joyceparker, the last thing I heard was that he's dropped out of the, what do you call it? The Joe Joyce fight. He dropped out of the Joe Joyce fight because Andy Lee, his trainer, his wife's expecting a new addition to the family, and so Joseph dropped out of the Joyce fight. That's what I heard. That was what I heard reported. However, this article dated May the 29th. It's now May the 30th. Is singing a different tune. Okay, so can I show this? Let me try and show this. The screen's a bit clearer now. I've got rid of the pop-ups. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Boom. Okay, so Can you see that? Can you see that there? All right. Okay. So Joyceparker is looking for a heavyweight fight of the year. Now, interestingly, Parker's last two, no, under new trainer, showing improvements under new trainer Andy Lee, I would agree. Still relatively young, at 30. He's looking, which is looking positive as he ranks within the top 3 in the WBC. He ranks within the top 3 in the WBC and the WBO. Okay, so the fight with Joyce announced that the Tyson Fury fight looked as though it was going ahead, but with contract talks seemingly to have stalled. Okay, so it looks like it's a contract issue. Talking about contract talks stalled. On whose side? On whose side is it stalling? Parker and his team are looking for another opponent in the meantime. Meantime of what? In the meantime of what? This statement makes no sense. Meantime, what do you mean? Instead of. You're looking for another opponent instead of Joe Joyce. I think that's how they should really word it. The pair, he's looking at, what? The fighter of choice would be, so instead of fighting Joe Joyce, Parker wants to fight Dillian White. OMG. I think the Parker fight was for what? The Parker fight was for the WBO. Was it WBO #1 mandatory? I think the Joe Joyce fight was for the WBO mandatory. Well, instead of that, Parker is looking to fight Dillian White, which, on the face of it, in terms of rankings, makes no sense. Beat Joe Joyce and you're the WBO mandatory. But instead, he wants to fight Dillian White. So it just seems like Parker's got no interest in fighting Joe Joyce, like he had no interest in fighting Philippe Hergovic. And in comes the man like the Iron Kong, our man in the Caribbean. Iron Kong, talk to me.
How you doing, Raphie?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I think we're making good time, making very, very good time. In fact, I'm great now. Look at the time. It isn't even 11 o'clock yet. It's 1 hour to the hour of 11 p.m. over here in the UK. So way ahead of time. It's good. Raphie's, yeah.
When you do these shows, right? You go sleep and then work in the mornings, or
Well, sometimes I'm working from home. 2 days a week I'm working from home. So tomorrow I'll be working from home. So there's no traveling, there's no commuting. It's just get up, hold a shower, put a shirt on, and bring my cup of coffee, and I'm good.
Because I know running a one-man Mampy rescue business could be, time consuming and physically taxing. So I just want to make sure that you get enough sleep.
Yeah.
Because wrangling these Mampys is a hell of a thing.
Mampy wrangler. These Mampy wrangling ain't for the weak-hearted. You know what I'm saying? You got to get your sleep. You got to have your 3 shredded wheat. You got to have your strength up. I'm talking about getting my strength up. I've got a new technique with my camera in the gym. It's quite funny. I'll have it over my show. Well, anyway, I'll show you that. You'll see the results in my Instagram stories. So I edit a few of those maybe tomorrow. It's quite funny, catching some quite funny activity. But yeah, so what are we talking? We're talking about, what are we talking about right now? What are we talking about? Oh, Joyceparker. Talking about Joyceparker right about now. It seems like the Parker side, the saying originally was that Andy Lee's having a child, new addition to the family, so they're not going to be ready for Joyce. But now the news story is that it's a contract issue with Joyce, which basically means they want more money. They want more money. That's how I'm interpreting that. They want a bigger slice of the pie. So for the second time, it looks like Joyceparker is declining a mandatory position with the WBO.
Joyceparker team got to be the shadiest team around. Let me tell you something. You know, I was having this conversation with Big Boys Boxing yesterday on his channel.
Yeah.
And he was telling me, like, to be fair, this didn't come out of Joyceparker's team mouth about nothing about Andy Lee having a baby or whatever.
Okay.
It came out of Frank Warren's mouth. Frank Warren did an interview and he was like, he's never been in a situation before where a trainer having a baby, a trainer's wife having a baby would affect the fighter. He doesn't understand. So as far as he knows, the fight should still be on, but it's not. It's just, I just find Joyceparker's whole team to be a bit shady, a bit slimy. Of course, they want to call Dillian White because they just saw Dillian White get stopped brutally. Yeah. Joyce is, even though he's 36, he's a fresh 36. He hasn't been beat up or nothing.
Yeah.
And I think they're looking for what they consider easier fight for a bit more money. And I just find the team, Joyceparker's name got a bit of redemption after the second Chisora fight, a bit of redemption, because since the anthonyjoshua fight, he's been on the slide. Like he people really don't care, but they either don't care about Joyceparker or they don't support him at all. And his team, like they want, Eddie had him on the tomato can diet for a while. Leah Pye, Shondell Winters, some other somewhere, and making good money to fight them nobodies. And when they offered him the opportunity to fight Hrgovic, he ducked the fight, talking about how it ain't nothing in that for me. Higgins was like, I'm gonna take Joyceparker to America because I don't want Joyceparker to end up like anthonyjoshua, who only known in certain parts of London. This is Joyceparker's drunkard promoter, David Higgins. You know what I'm saying? And look at what Joyceparker is now. Now you're gonna go fight with Joe Joyce because Eddie has run out of people for you to fight. So you pack your bags and say, okay, I'm gonna pack up my Tyson Fury logo bag and go over here to Queensberry to see what they got to offer. They said Joe Joyce, no, it's a problem. But Big Boy, it was probably something to do with money. Frank probably don't want to pay him a lot. And Parker wants big money for a name that's not worth a hell of a lot anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's funny, Baboon Boxing says something about Huey Fury. Remember, arguably he lost the Huey Fury fight when they fought.
Close.
That was when Mick Hennessy had the famous quote. And
Shades of Ali.
Shades of Ali. You know what I mean? And Joyceparker is trying to profit off of a name that is just starting to get out of the mud. And I don't know what he's going to do. I thought the Joyce fight was a good fight.
Yeah.
Good, solid fight. You duck the Hrgovic fight because he don't have nothing to offer you. There's nothing in America for you. I doubt David Higgins has any pull in America. Now you're over at Queensberry and you're pulling out of a Joe Joyce fight for no reason. There's nothing left for you. There's nothing left. Yes, Dillian White would fight Joyceparker. But the better fight at this moment is Joe Joyce. That's the better fight.
Doesn't the guy want to be a champion? Seems like the guy doesn't want to be a champion. He ducked the Hrgovic fight, ducked out of that. Then now he appears to be ducking the Joyce fight. Saying he wants to fight Dillian White. Dillian White's just lost. It seems that Joyceparker was getting paid too well over at Matchroom. And now He's picking and choosing. Now he's sitting back, saying, "Well, I'm a rich guy now. I'm a rich guy now. I can pick and choose." So he has no desire to. He's in no hurry to put himself in a mandatory position to fight for a world championship, and that's not good. That's not good for boxing. The fans want to see. They want to see these guys come up against top contenders, and Joyceparker is certainly in the top 10. No question about that. He's definitely in the top 10, and but he's declined. He's declined mandatory positions, fighting for mandatory positions. Next mandatory, even. You know what I'm saying? Not just a mandatory, it's the next mandatory. Is that what the boxing public wants to see? I'm afraid not. I'm afraid not. Fight Hrgovic, you declined that. Now you're declining. If you decline John Joyce as well, which appears to be the case, then I don't know. I don't know what position that really leaves him in. Leaves him in a. He's a cherry picker now. He's a cherry picker now. Sorry to put it appear. If he turns down Joe Joyce, then he's cherry picking. He's cherry picking. That's the way it looks to me. It's highly unfortunate. Highly unfortunate. But there it is. There it is. Kong, say a few words about the Tank versus Rolly fight. Your observations.
What's to say? It was another tomato can that Tank beat up in a packed Barclays Center. It shows Americans like a lot of empty calories. No real substance. Just a bunch of useless calories, a bunch of unhealthy calories. Like when you're drinking a lot of beer, it's just a lot of sugars and calories, and there's nothing beneficial or nutritious about drinking beer, right?
A lot of carbs.
So that's what. A lot of carbs, you know, that's basically what it was. People packed out the Barclays Center to watch Tank fight another can, and Tank announced that he's staying with Mayweather Promotions, which was, I guess, what people expected, you know, whatever. But
did he announce that?
That's what. Yeah, well, he said it after the fight.
Dying.
Second round.
Yeah. Well, that's highly unfortunate. Highly unfortunate.
Yeah, sorry. So he was at a the post fight hype videos or whatever, and he was with LB, and he was all saying, "I'm staying with Mayweather Promotions."
Dang.
And I kind of figured it was something shady about these people, where maybe they just said that to create, because this happened before when Tank was like, "I'm leaving," and it's all sorts of controversy, and it helped sell the fight. But Tank Davis is a guy who is empty calories, bunch of carbs, no real nutritional benefit for the people, for the fans, just a big illusion. And he might run into a Deontay Wilder situation where, because if you watch the Tank and Rolly fight, it's like these people looking to do just one big shot. You know, Tank is not looking to do no combinations, no real boxing, just one big shot. That's how it looked to me. And that's what Deontay Wilder was doing for his whole career. They kept feeding him these bombs, and until he fought somebody with a modicum of skill, and he got embarrassed.
Dang.
You know, he got embarrassed, and that's what's going to happen to Tank. He's going to finally not be able to sell this garbage no more, and they're going to have to put him in with somebody that's going to embarrass him. You know? So my opinion of the Tank fight, that's what he was supposed to do. Rolly looked good for early on, but does that say a lot about Rolly, or does that speak less about Tank? That he might be not as good as people think. But whatever, man. Just keep tanking people that are out my face until he fights somebody of substance.
For real.
I don't care.
For real. What's the poll? Who wins? Kambosos, Haney. Wow. That's a draw. Wow. What we got? We got 11% say it's going to be a draw. 44% says Haney, and 44% says Kambosos. OMG. OMG. That's split. That's split straight down the middle. Straight down the middle. So what are we gonna do now? We're gonna leave this. Well, we're not gonna leave it. We're gonna do we're gonna close it now. We're gonna give it people a few more seconds to get their votes in. But in the meantime, who you got? The Iron Kong. Who you got winning this fight? Hold on.
Michael Hunter, Huey Fury?
No. The poll is
Haney.
Where's that?
I like Haney to fight a disciplined fight, not getting drawn into Kambosos' brawling tactics, because I don't think Kambosos can box Haney. I think Kambosos will try and make it much rougher, but I think Haney has enough to keep it disciplined. So I think Haney can win the fight. It ain't going to be like how people say, like Haney just going to keep it long and box Kambosos. It's not going to be close or whatever. No, I think George Kambosos is a good fighter, but I think Devin Haney has enough to keep it disciplined.
Yes. Okay. So have I closed that poll yet? Let me see. There's been absolutely no movement, so we can close the poll. Go ahead and close the poll. There's been some people in the chat saying it's Huey Fury versus Michael Hunter, finalized for July the 2nd. And yeah, apparently that's finalized. Michael Hunter didn't look good in his last fight. I think that was against Jerry Forrest. I think he lost that fight in my humble opinion. He lost that fight. So as far as I'm concerned, I think he even threw up in the ring. And according to most state athletic commissions, most rules, if you throw up in the ring, the fight is over at that point, and you've lost. So technically, he lost that fight, but what was it, a draw? Did they say it was a draw or something? Or did he win? Hunter. Either way, next up is Huey Fury, Michael Hunter, finalized July the 2nd at the AO Arena. And I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think that Huey Fury is going to pick up a win. OMG. Huey Fury by points is my pick. It's going to keep it long. Hunter, although having said that, Hunter should enjoy winging those shots over the top and then coming down to the body. I think it's going to be an interesting fight. But I'm going to go with Huey Fury, Shades of Ali, keeping it long, jabbing Hunter's head off potentially. Huey Fury via unanimous decision. Huey Fury by split decision win. OMG. The Iron Kong.
I don't root against Shades of Ali. I never root against Shades of Ali. That's one of my favorite fighters for some reason or the other. A guy who just never seems to put it together. Shades of Ali, a guy who is perpetually, he's only 20-something years old. He's a baby. You know what I mean? He has a lot more growing to do, Huey. That's our excuse after he loses a fight, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pick Huey Fury because Michael Hunter is a duck. You know what's odd? Michael Hunter ducked the Hrgovic fight.
Yeah.
To fight on Triller because he said Triller was offering him some big bag to fight, his fights against the small bag that Eddie Hearn and them conspired against him and whatever. But then he has to fight this fight, which is an eliminator. Then he has to fight the winner of Dubois and Trevor Bryant to earn the title shot. When he could have just fought Hrgovic one time, and become mandatory.
Crazy.
This guy Michael Hunter hustles backwards.
Crazy.
This guy hustles backwards, and I don't like his attitude. I find him to be a weirdo, and he's a duck, so I don't want to hear none of that. Huey Fury, Shades of Ali. What's interesting though is that Huey Fury left Matchroom because Eddie Hearn wasn't prioritizing him to go to boxer.
Yeah.
He hasn't done much better over there.
OMG. June 2nd. I'm assuming that's a Saturday. Let me check my diary. Calendar. Let's have a look. June. June 2nd's a Thursday. What is it? June 2nd or July? July. It's the July the 2nd. Okay. July the 2nd. Okay. That makes more sense. Okay. July the 2nd is not this weekend. It's the first week of July. And July the 2nd is a Saturday. Yeah, okay. That makes more sense now. So it's not June the 2nd. It's not this weekend. It is July the 2nd. Okay. Okay. Correction. Okay. The poll is in the chat. Get your poll. Get your votes in. Okay. Right. Dang. We've gone overtime. Okay. Can't fit everything in, but let's try. Let's try and fit this thing in. I haven't really talked about the recent events over there in America with the mass shootings, but because it's just a downer. But I want to touch on that briefly before we close this thing. Sorry, can't talk about the fat girl smiles with a smile. More or less, we'll have to keep that for another show because we've run out of time. We've gone into overtime. But I've been hearing, I don't know if it's true, but I've been hearing, well, I know what I know is true is that the police waited inside the school for something like 50 minutes before they actually got someone to unlock the door. Didn't even have to kick it open. They just unlocked the door. They went in and finished the shooter over there in Texas, the school shooter in Texas. And he killed, 19, something like that. So after waiting for something like 50 minutes to an hour, they were already in the school. They actually were there when he walked into the school. The door was open. Apparently the policy is the school over there, the doors should be locked. You can't just walk in, you got to be let in. He just walked in. The police were there. They exchanged a bit of fire. Then he walked in, and they were there in the school as he committed the atrocity. Took him 1 hour, 50 minutes to 1 hour to walk in the door. Didn't even have to break it down. Just got a man to unlock it from the outside, walked in and took care of him. But they sat for something like 50 minutes to an hour. Now that's bad in itself. But here's another element which I can't say is true, but I've been hearing reports that the cops who were on the scene, who had kids in the school, took their kids out. I haven't received enough confirmation about that, but that's a word. That's something that's been going around. I'm going to have to check it out further. My thoughts on that is if you can take out your kid, you can take out the rest of the kids. You can evacuate the damn place. But they didn't do that. They allegedly, some of the cops who had kids at the school, they took their kids out. I think if that proves to be true, that just adds to the ineptitude of how they handled this situation. It goes beyond ineptitude, and that's downright ridiculous, unacceptable, incredible. I cannot believe that is the case, and I'm not saying that's the case. I'm saying that I've been reading that in several different places. I'm going to await confirmation on that. But it's crazy to me. Crazy all around. Waiting for an hour and maybe took your kids out. I've heard some comments on social media say, well, I'd have done the same. I'd have took my whole kids out. Well, how am I going to walk into a classroom and just take my kid out? You're going to take the whole class out. And if you're taking the whole class out, then evacuate the building. You know where the damn man is. Yeah, it just seems like a complete catastrophe to me. The Iron Kong. Okay, the Iron Kong's talking at the moment.
I'm here.
Okay,
it's just a bunch of coward cops, Raphie. Bunch of coward cops who wouldn't hesitate to shoot a black man in the face and all of that. Almost all these cops are cowards. I don't apologize for saying that. You know, you have gunfire going off in a school, and you out there. What is confirmed is that they were out there wrestling with the parents of the children inside the school, keeping the parents back.
Yeah.
Even kids want the parents. You know what I mean? And they out there while the kids are inside, they're getting shot, murdered. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to hear that. These cops are cowards, and you have these nasty politicians coming out praising these yellowback youth. And I don't want to hear that. These cops are cowards. They're awful people. And of course they're gonna stay on the force. But who can trust these cops? You can't trust these cops.
It's terrible.
Whatever, man. I don't want to hear none of that.
Tragic mass, yeah, in America, and that Trump comes out and says the more people. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. What's going on? I missed the vote. I say, Haney, okay, there's another vote in there. Cowardly. It's terribly cowardly. Sorry, has to be said. Well, yeah, well, that's crazy. That's crazy. 17-year-old getting some kind of. I see on social media as well. People are saying it was AR-15. People are saying, how could an 18-year-old get an AR-15? And then some deflectors are coming up and saying it wasn't an AR-15. it was a rifle, an automatic rifle. Okay, it wasn't an AR-15. It was an automatic rifle. Yeah, it's crazy. Take whatever.
I don't care what it is. Them cops is cowards. They're out there wrestling with the parents, bullying the parents. The parents are going to rescue. They're picking them. They don't take out their one. And, you know, you don't want the parents to go in and risk their lives because since you're too afraid to go in there, if it was some unarmed kid, you know, you would have shot them. But man, let me tell you something, Raphie. I don't know what to tell nobody, but I don't respect it. And these politicians who are in the pocket of these the NRA, these gun associations, man, get out of here. Yo.
Yes. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's totally out of order. I'm going to be keeping an eye on this. It's been a catastrophe enough, but if I find out that the cops was going into class and saying, here, come here, little Jimmy. Come here, little Jimmy. No, everybody stay back. Everybody stay back. It's just Jimmy. I just want to talk to him. He's got a dentist appointment. His mom forgot. If it turns out that's the case, then this just adds to the exceptionally poor conduct of the police over there at that school in Texas. Just poor all around. You mark them. If you had to give them marks out of 10, I'm sorry, it'd be low.
No.
It'd be naught. Let's be honest. Let's not mince our words. It would be zero. Absolutely zero. Terrible. And if it's true that it took just for waiting that long, kids were on the phone while the police were on the premises. It says, we can hear you. Why don't you come in? Come in, rescue us. He didn't just walk in and kill everybody. Nah, it wasn't like that. Those kids alive in those 2 classrooms that he occupied for a long time. But unfortunately, the cops waited outside and they would have heard the gunfire. They would have heard the screaming. And they waited outside and they waited until every single person every single child and the 2 adults who were in that classroom, those 2 classrooms, they waited until every single one of them had perished. And then they waited some more, and they waited some more. And eventually they went in, but it was far, far too late. Far, far, far too late. It's terrible. It's deplorable. And if it turns out that police were going to classrooms and picking their kids out and leaving the others in, then that would be beyond deplorable. Beyond deplorable. I think that's it. That's it. Sorry, we have to end on that note, but we've got through another one with the help of the ERF Boxing. Shout out to the ERF. He's got his own channel. Go ahead and check him out. And the Iron Kong 26. Iron Kong, your final words. Thanks for jumping on.
It's kind of hot here right now. I want to tell everybody take care of yourself. It's almost summertime. Sorry. It's almost the end of what we call the tourist season. I want to tell everybody, I didn't see any fights between any foreigners and locals, which is a good thing. Maybe the COVID situation cut down on the travel. But if you do plan to come here for the summer for whatever reason, or by the next tourism season, down closer to winter time, autumn or whatever, please behave yourselves. Don't come down here, get drunk, and try and kick the taxi buses here. Taxi men here will fight you. We don't care how big and tall you are. You will not get sloppy drunk, stagger out to some bar somewhere and try and kick nobody taxi down here. You will get assaulted by a taxi man. Okay? I would encourage you to wear nice, strong, comfortable boots tomorrow on the wrangling. Preferable that you maybe have a low potency tranquilizer. That always works. If not, you gotta pull out the taser baton. That works.
Damn, I might just. Hey, that was the Iron Kong. Much appreciation goes out to the Iron Kong. Thank you for jumping on. Likewise, the ERF Boxing. Okay, very sad end. Apparently, he killed his grandma just before. That's why they were chasing him, and they were at the scene. Indeed, 100%. That's my understanding as well. What else we got? More guns can't possibly prevent that. But stricter gun controls certainly could. Switzerland, Finland have a huge gun ownership, but they don't give them to nutters. How the hell are you going to give an automatic weapon to an 18-year-old with his psychological profile as well? Psychological profile wasn't good at all, but he can get an automatic weapon too on his 18th birthday. It just seems utterly bizarre and crazy. Police were chasing him because he killed his grandma, so they were at the scene. Yeah, that's why he wiped out. This car wiped out. The police over there in Texas, they've been giving a lot of weird information, some misinformation. They said he was challenged on his way into the school by the school caretaker or whatever, the school warden, with a gun. That's what they initially said. And that turned out not to be so. Sad end indeed. Huey Fury 57%, Hunter 42%, and the draw 0%. Now 57% respondents feel that Huey Fury gonna win, as do I. It still don't make sense to me that Americans don't need a license to own a gun. It's crazy. It's crazy. Don't they need a license? I thought they need a license. I thought they need background checks and a license. It's crazy to me. It's crazy. Taxi Man versus Tank next. Taxi Man down. Taxi Man. How about Huey beating Hunter? Hunter has looked not so good of late. Okay. It's always a nerd with a gun. Nerd with a gun. Dying. Poor children. I think Hunter will win. Oh, you're going with Hunter. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. Okay. I don't want to go into the potential that there was a gunshot. There was gunshot after the tank fight, but people were certainly being hasty to get to their car. Do I have some footage of that? I think I do. Am I going to pull that up? Hell, why not? Where is it? Oh, is this it? I think that's it. Pull it up. Pull it up. Just kill the noise. Kill the volume. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Okay, let's see if we can share this. Let's see if we can share this. Boom, boom, boom. Where are we? Okay, so you can see that. Let's play that. Allegedly, there was some gunplay. There was a gunshot after the tank fight. Allegedly. Okay. People being hasty to get to their cars. It's crazy, yo. Second-hand private gun sales in the U.S. require no background checks. Only a new gun. OMG. It's crazy, yo. It's crazy, yo. Things need to change over there in the U.S. of A. But you know what? That's it for today. That's it for tonight. You have been in tune to Boxing Talk with Raphie 370. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the share button. Hit the bell icon. All the good buttons. But for now, we are out. Blessed.